Okay, so last video we left off with our character being able to move and look using gameplay abilities. We can debug gameplay abilities like this. As you can see, we have the player ability move and player look. We're gonna have to rename that to keep consistent. Let's do that right now before we move on. So ability system, abilities, player, movement, and we rename player look to player underscore look. Okay, keep consistency. Okay, so after this, now we're gonna start adding attributes. So like health, stamina, mana, etc. And then on the next video, we're gonna be able to use these attributes for sprinting. So we can add our character sprint and then also jumping. So let's get right to it. So since we're using Gas Companion, adding the first attributes is pretty easy. So let's make a new folder called attributes. And then we go here, miscellaneous, and data table. Here we search for attribute metadata. And we're going to call it DT for data table, attributes, player, underscore base. So this is going to contain the health, stamina, and mana, and stamina region and mana region. That's pretty much all it's going to contain. So we open it up, and we add a new one. We call it GSC attribute set dot health. And then we copy paste this, the GSC attribute set, and then we're gonna add the rest. So the next one is max health, and make sure everything's spelled correctly, or it won't work. So GSC stamina, and then max stamina, then mana, then max mana, and then stamina region rate. And then the last one is mana region rate. Mana region rate. Okay. And then you set your default. So you can put whatever you want here, the base value. I'm going to start with 100. And then max health should match your base health, right? So, I mean, you can put your max health to 1,000, but when you start the game, your health is going to get set to 100. So if you want to start a max health, you set these two the same. Okay. So we just do 1,000 for both. Who cares? And then stamina, I'm going to do 100. Max stamina 100. Mana 100. And max mana 100. Stamina regenerate. So here, we're going to regen one mana, one stamina every X seconds. So we'll set up this later on when we create our gameplay effects for regening stamina, all right, or mana. Okay, so we created these. That's pretty much all we have to do. So that then we go our ability system, ability sets, and in ability sets, granted attributes, we get the plus sign, we select GSC attribute set, and this is the name that we used over here, the prefix for every set, right? For every attribute. And then that, and then select the data table we just made. Okay. And if we play, we should already have it. So 1, 2, 3. And as you can see, we have attribute 11. So those are all the ones that were created by Gas Companion. But we only defined a couple, so that's why they're only showing up. That's why the rest are showing up as 0, right? So you can have base damage or stamina damage and health regen rate, but I don't want any of that. We actually let's add a health regen rate. So if you want to add health regen rate, you use add health regen rate. And again, they must be spelled exactly the same, or they're not gonna work. And we forgot to set it, so health regen rate to 1, and if you open it at 1, there you go, health regen rate is 1. Okay, so now, so we don't want to be looking at this debug thing the whole time, right? So let's set up our widget so we can see all these stats on our screen while we play, okay? And we're actually gonna do this on the next episode because it's a little bit longer. We're gonna use Common UI, and I'm gonna teach you how to actually use Common UI to use its layer capability. So using controllers is easier and managing what's on top of each other is easier. It's gonna be a little bit longer, but it's pretty easy once you get it going. Okay, see you later.